Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to another episode of the What Else Is Going On podcast, aka WeGo podcast. I am your girl, Taria. So listen, y'all know how I always start this. If you are watching, then you know who is my lovely guest on the screen. If you're listening, you heard him. And if you read the description, you know who it is too. But for those of y'all listening, because you ain't watched, you didn't hear him, he is our fave, my boo. Love him down boots, okay? Love recording with him. One of our absolute hands down favorite, Kendrick Tucker from the I Cannot podcast. Welcome.
Hi, boo. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? How have you been?
Oh my God, I've been good. No complaints. I'm just living life, traveling always. My job threw another trip on me. I'm going to North Carolina in a week. It's a mess. I'm always going somewhere nowadays. But I love it. I wouldn't ask for anything else. So I'm very, 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 very happy. I got my Cowboys hat on just in case Corey walked by and need a reminder about who doing what, even though we're sorry as hell, but that's okay. I don't care.
I wish he is working late. He's probably on his way home because he would be up in this camera like this.
I know.
But he's editing. So all I'm going to say is, I don't know what he might put in at that point.
Taco Bell went a bit crazy in his practice. It was too much. What he needed to marry his taste.
Still a long way to go. I certainly am aware of that. But right now, my math tells me 14-0. Woo! You know something? It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night. I would normally tell you first take in the morning, but it's going to be first take and get up in the morning. You're going to get a double dose.
Right. It might be the Jeopardy sound when I get to talking. That's okay.
Listen, that's Kendrick and Corey's love language. Cowboys versus Eagles.
Yeah,
Corey says
we
Kendrick
play the Giants
is
tonight, so as long as we beat them, then we'll be in okay shape for a little bit. But child, not really. But that's okay. we go push through, child. It's all right.
Well, so for y'all tonight, we are doing a drive-by because I'm getting Kendrick out of here in time to watch his game. Okay, he needs time to use the bathroom, grab a snack. Y'all gotta watch this. Kendrick is a fool. Oh my God, I love him so much. Okay, so we are going to talk. Is that a fan?
Yeah, but I forgot I had my background on, so you can't even see it.
But I was gonna say, when it first went down, I saw it though. I was like, okay, come on. So we are gonna talk, y'all, Salt Lake City, but we did mention really quick something about OC. Now, listen, for those of y'all who listen, y'all know who I don't particularly care for, who I have never cared for, but I have got to give her flowers. Kendrick brought it up, so we're going to let Kendrick talk about it.
Okay. Y'all know, now look, we in different boats when it comes to that. When it comes to OC.
I know.
Since she been on, I have loved me some Emily. I don't know what it was. I saw Housewife in her very early. Her and Gina, when they first joined, I'll admit it was a little bit of a
little rocky.
Catch and see. A little rocky, but something told me. I was like, I feel like at least Emily. Gina has won me over too, but like Emily, I was like, you know what? I feel like, love her or hate her, she's gonna make a good housewife.
Okay.
And she really, I kind of feel like she, no matter what, especially those reunions, she really knows how to put their foot down and get shit in order, because they run amok and
yes,
she gets shit together. So I like that. So I'm a fan of Emily, but I really was getting my whole life this past episode because Miss Alexis was making everything about her. We don't know what the hell she going through so rough in life that she needs to be stressed out about somebody else being extorted for money.
Come
really
on.
Weird. I don't know, but I guess if that's how you see it, okay, sweetie, we don't know. We very weird, but whatever. She had on that what did they call it? A tiger dress, a giraffe dress.
Yeah, with that braid.
with that braid, with that braid. We listen, we're gonna let her do it. I don't know what's going on, but Emily brought up the fact to Heather that she, didn't feel the best because, she
Mhm.
has body confidence issues. Heather didn't have no, Heather clothing line only go up to a size 6. So,
You know what?
if you anything bigger than that, you better go to TJ Maxx because Heather ain't got it for you, okay? Heather said, not on my damn watch, okay? Y'all ain't getting no
Heather,
clothes around here.
Heather, send me a piece. I'm a little bit bigger than a 6. Well, I mean, I'm send me a piece so I can prove Kendrick wrong. Send me a piece of something.
Child, Heather gonna have you out there, pants busting, shirts, don't trust that DeBro shit. I'm trying to tell y'all. And then this how she gonna get you. See, she gonna send you all this shit, and then gonna be like, you can't fit it. Oh, my husband's a fantastic plastic surgeon. He'll get you right in those. She gonna take them. Listen, girl, gonna take your shoulders off, your knees off, your hips off, everything to get you in them damn
To
dresses.
get in them clothes, right?
Exactly, Heather, you ain't slick, but I know your game, okay? But anyway, she did all of that. She said she made the statement, which I guess Alexis was way too obtuse to understand. But she made the statement of, and I was standing in the same dress as Alexis, who's a size 2, and obviously Emily isn't because she says she's a what 12?
Oh,
Maybe?
she said she was not a 12. She said, I'm not a 12, by the way, but she's
Oh,
not a 2 at least. She's saying,
okay,
I'm not as small as this beautiful woman here, and
right.
I feel some
This
type of way.
this is a prime example too of like I always feel like you can't really get a perception of what people like look like in real life on
Yes.
TV because everybody on this cast is so like not to like this ain't body shaming or anything, but like
Yeah.
everyone on the cast is so like thin, like
Yeah.
wafer thin almost,
Yes.
that like anybody that's not a size 0 or a 2 looks much bigger. So like Emily, for all
Yes.
we know, could be a size 6, but she just
Yes.
doesn't look it because she's always next to all of these girls. So
Yep.
it's hard. Listen, Atlanta's #1 culprit of this. When
Come
you see them
on.
girls in person, you be like, oh, but yeah, we on TV, them booties be whopping and them
Listen, clapping and cackalaacking and clicking and all
okay.
that. Yes.
Tatas be jiggling, there be a lot going on. But then you see them in person, you be like, oh my God, you're so small.
Yeah,
It's a lot
yeah.
going on. So but Alexis too damn ignorant to know what the hell going on.
That it was a
Emily,
compliment to her, really.
that it was a compliment. So then Emily started tagging that ass left and right, and I
Ooh.
enjoyed every moment, especially when she said, bitch, you're a friend. You're not even in this. I said, I know that's right. And Alexis talking about I'm a great friend. Girl, if you don't get the hell off my TV, I
She
don't know what
tried
to
to
tell you.
spin it. She tried to spin it. And Emily was in an interview and said, or on Jeff Lewis, I believe, and said basically, you know how, because we know how Tamara can just chap you behind. She is like,
Yes.
when she was screaming, what is it? What is it? Emily said, because they have been talking about Alexis have been talking for 45 minutes. So we only saw a few minutes of that scene, but it was 45 minutes and they were getting frustrated.
Oh, I
And that's why
bet. I was
Tamara
getting
yelled, what is it?
frustrated.
Yeah. So
That
I
one
said,
girl.
okay, no
But
wonder she
you know what
screamed.
that is, right? Because Alexa didn't have shit that she needed to be sad about. She
Come
just
on.
wants the spotlight.
Come on. When
It's
she started shaking
dumb.
her head, you picked up on it. And that's why you're my girls. That's why you're my girls. Girl, you are a part, like you said, of this extortion plot.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. See, that's why they need a black woman over there to shake
Come
their
on.
asses up. Because if I was on that damn cast, I'd be like, Alexis, this is what I like to call chosen trauma.
Come
This ain't
on.
got shit to do with you. This is between ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. Nothing to do with you. You have inserted yourself in this to try to make this man look good. His ass could take that money, sign that agreement, and go to hell on. But he don't want to do
Yes.
that because he want to keep your ass on this show and be a
Yes.
weirdo and be everything that they say he is out in these streets. That's
Come
the
on.
reason. Somebody need to shake Alexis' ass, and you know what?
And I wish they would stop being like, oh, well, Heather's my girl. But when she was like, you got to hear both sides. Check this out. If it's my friend and she say it's up with John, then it's up and it's stuck. I wish that they would tell Alexis when she got to talking in front and have Shannon's back in front of her. Check this out. Just because you didn't experience what she experienced, don't mean what she experienced didn't happen. You don't get to invalidate her experience with him. What you need to do is mind your business. I wish that somebody would say that in the public setting. and shut
Yeah.
her down.
They trying way too hard to like toe the line. I
Yes.
get it. All of y'all are friends with her, but now Emily has no what's it called? Like no
Cut cards, like, or no allegiance.
no allegiance to Alexis anymore. So
Yep.
now she's saying all the shit she want to say. I think she's now seeing like recognizing this as like this extortion attempt that it is.
Yes.
And I don't know why John and Alexis don't see that. Like this is very criminal what y'all are doing, like
Right.
threatening to loom something over somebody's head. And now her lawyer has confirmed that. I would be suing the hell out of it. I would be getting the police involved at this point.
Listen, I was so glad because I noticed last week Shannon said my lawyer called, but then she started reading a text and I said, she's smart. I called, but then this is what I have in writing from my lawyer about what your lawyer said. I just, I'm so tired of Alexis. I want them to just put her. Now she's saying she's going to be going live on Instagram, child, telling her side of the story.
Baby, we don't want it. We don't want it. I can't. What Nene say? I listen to it on the iPod.
On the
That's
iPod.
I can't. I ain't tuning in now. Don't get it twisted, baby.
Yes, I'm ready for the episode tonight because I need them to finish. Like I said, I need them to dig in. And it's interesting how it just goes back to with Emily sometimes as far as people not liking Heather on the show, but wanting her approval for some reason. Like when Tamara said in that confessional, Heather wouldn't body shame. Now that's something that I would do because you have body shamed her.
Yes.
So like I said, okay, a broken clock. But yeah, that's our little recap on Salt Lake City. Just last week, Kendrick is here for Emily, Dragon, Alexis, and I am here for it too. Now we get ready to get into these snowflakes. And by snowflakes, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about what they hold in the intro.
It could be a little bit of both.
It could be a little bit. Can I just jump to something real fast? I'm jumping all the way to the end.
Okay.
When Lisa said she had never heard the word sis used so many times, I said, they get ready to wear it out. They get ready to wear it out.
Yeah, I don't know where it randomly came from.
If I catch you in these streets talking about, hey, sis, I'm going to have a problem with that. I need you to stay in Salt Lake City. Okay.
Yeah. It flies over there because ain't no sisters to say it to.
Come on. They was only in the opening scene, in the opening credits.
Okay.
Central Casting even gave one of them a line when Bronwyn entered. But now we're back to business.
I know that's right. You better get that line. You talking about the woman in the red?
Yes.
Listen. Why did I put it on Instagram? Why did I think that was that lady, boss and CEO? You know what I'm talking about? You are now one of my elite employees. I thought that was her. I was like, what the hell is Lisa doing friends with this lady? And why is she in Salt Lake City? What is happening?
Listen, I said they had Lisa inviting the black ladies, touching all on the black ladies. I said, oh, the same one that denied racism existed in Mormonism and wouldn't even let the two that was raised in Mormonism talk about it after reunion. I said, see, I ain't gonna never forget that, Lisa Barlow. When you inserted yourself to say racism didn't exist, and the two that was raised in Mormonism, Whitney and Heather, was telling you that it was. And then you still ain't say, I'm sorry, my bad. This don't have nothing to do with me. I ain't gonna never forget it. So what do you think? It's episode 2. We all talked about how much episode 1 delivered. What do you think, even though it's still early on, but I still feel like we're allowed to be in our fifis about these things. What do you think about episode 2?
It knocked it out of the park for me, just like episode 1 did. I love y'all know how I feel. I love any episode because I never understand a Housewives episode that doesn't give us a full group scene. So anytime we get a full group scene on the Housewives, I'm always here for it. Like I understand, like, we need to check in with people's families and we need to do this and that, the business, all that kind of stuff. I get it. But like, if majority of the episode has us with everybody so they can actually interact and get to know each other and shade and laugh and all this stuff, I think that's when it's at its best. So this is another episode that was heavily like, oh, let's get the girls together to meet all these damn friends because we don't know how we're going to replace Monica, but we replace it with somebody that's actually, doing well so far.
Yes.
You can't remember her lies, and I love that, honey. So, that's my kind of housewife right there. That old Drew Sidora ass shit. I love that.
Listen. Like, oh, you forgot you said that. Okay.
Right.
So when we jump in, starting the episode, we get Lisa and Bronwyn riding in the car with her dog. They flash back to the dinner. Lisa asked Bronwyn how she felt about the dinner. Bronwyn says basically she didn't feel like Whitney should have been doing all that she should have been doing. What I thought was interesting was she didn't tell Lisa in that moment that she felt like Whitney was right, like she did when she told Angie later. I was like, okay. But you're telling, she told Lisa you were pretty much right in everything you said.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So then Lisa got her infomercial in, her Wendy's.
Yes. I keep forgetting that she advertising for them. I was just so hungry watching that I was trying to figure out if I wanted some Wendy's later on. So
tell me why I started to get, I said, am I going to get some for dinner tonight? Because
right. Listen, and then look, let me tell you something. You know what's really fatback behavior? When Heather said, give me a JBC, I was like, oh, a junior bacon cheeseburger do sound kind of good. Like, why did I know that off the top of my head? That's some big back shit. Like, damn. I don't stand a chance to lose weight. It's okay. It's all right. Damn
I
it.
was like, when Lisa asked for the 2 sauces, I was like, yeah, because they be trying to slide one in. I'm going to need 2.
She asked for 3 of them, so she said 3
3
barbecues. I said, God damn, I know that's right.
Did she get a 6-piece? Because I guess 2 nuggets per sauce.
Because look, I'm about to say, girl, you better at least get the combo. They give you 10.
Yes.
If you sit up there with 6 nuggets and you get, because look, in the 4 for 4, they give you 4 nuggets. But then if you get like a nugget out the value meal, you can get 4 or 6. But then if you get the combo, you can get 10 of the nuggets. So yeah.
Let me tell you, I do like their nuggets in a combination with their barbecue sauce, because their barbecue sauce is a little different.
It's a little sweeter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like their barbecue sauce, and I love their spicy chicken sandwich. There's something about, normally, I love hot foods, but I don't do a hot food with a carbonated drink. But for some reason, I love the spicy chicken sandwich with a Coke. My God, on today.
Let me tell you something. I likes to do me. Now, look, I tried to get my life together. I'm trying to lose weight and stuff. So now I'm, eating mostly salads and, egg white omelets, that kind of bullshit. But, a couple weeks ago, okay, if I were to go to Wendy's, I like to do the Asiago chicken sandwich, okay? That's the spicy one, but it got that Asiago cheese on it. It got the little, it's all kind of, goodness. I like the large fry. And then I get to me. See, I like a Coke too, but I'm Coke Zero down. So
okay.
Coke Zero, but I get the strawberry like mixed up in it, either the strawberry or the the cherry. One of the two. And they, because you can still get it if it's a Coke Zero, y'all. They got the freestyle machine at Wendy's, so you can do what you need to do.
Right.
You can make it work.
Come on, the fact that we got our orders down pat. Like, I ain't never got to think about it when I go. This is what I'm getting. Right. It's either a spicy chicken sandwich or nuggets.
Black people, we've been mad at Wendy's for a minute now because they got rid of the 4 for 4.
But
now they gave us the biggie bag, so it's like, okay, that's the extra $1, but I guess, girl, like
what I miss, and I think KFC brought them back, but due to inflation, it's 4 times the price. I remember when they used to have Chicken Littles, and they was like 25 cents.
Oh yeah,
more than 30 years ago. Ugh. I love me a chicken.
Child, I forgot about them chicken.
They were just the right. It was almost like they put them on a Hawaiian roll, a little chicken tender on a Hawaiian roll with some mayonnaise.
That'd be the best right there. I know that's right. That's why when I go to Chick-fil-A, this can turn into a whole big back conversation. That's when I go to Chick-fil-A in the morning. Like if I want some Chick-fil-A breakfast, I love them damn chicken minis because that's on that soft ass Hawaiian kind of bread too. That's real. You can tell they butter that bread up real good first, and then they put them little bitty ass nuggets on there for hidden. I'm talking about hidden. Let me tell you.
Oh my! Speaking of hidden, in this next scene, well, I guess it was kind of like in the same scene because I think Heather got in after, but Angie calls to meet up with Lisa. I don't know what it was, but when Lisa said, "Oh, can you hold on for 1 second?" I think Bronwyn got the point. But then when she was like, "Can you be quiet?" I ain't like how she asked that. But anyway, Angie calls, wants to meet up. They gonna meet up. What have you? We see Whitney with her family putting together books. You have any comments on her family scene?
Who was why don't I remember it?
Because it took 15 seconds. They were in their new house putting up books, and that was it.
Oh, that's right. When I tell you I wasn't paying no type of attention to that scene. Something about because they read the title of one of the books.
Yeah, like get your ish together. And she's like, should I give it to Lisa?
Oh my God.
Girl, if you don't get okay.
Yeah.
Then Angie and her husband
Hmm.
just talking about
Look, I'm sorry. Let
basically
me just say something because
say it.
I don't be listen. I'm the because I don't want to start no arguments on the internet or nothing. I feel like Angie's husband is way too damn buff to be a hairstylist. Like, why you are unnecessary? Like, I feel like if you thinking about some shit, like you had a long day at work or something, you thinking about some shit, and you down there massaging them scalps, you gonna make her ass bleed doing all that damn shit, all them big ass biceps. Like, what the hell? He is too buff to be anybody's hairstylist. I'm
Go
sorry.
pop her head clean off her neck like a Barbie.
Right.
Like
You know, I had to come through with the assist. I
thank
know, I
you. Thank
know,
because I couldn't get it. Thank you.
I know. I got you. I got you. I got you.
He was sitting up there holding that mug that looked like it could break in his hand, like you said, with
Yes.
them muscles, it was popping out.
Yes.
They
Miss
opening up their
Shaw. I
10th
mean,
hair salon. I was gonna say, I was gonna reach out and say, give me one to run. Open one up around here. I'll run it for you. Let me get a little
right.
percentage. Because they is not playing with
Let
the hair. They look
Tanisha
like
run
they got it
one.
going. Listen.
What Tanisha got going nowadays? Let Tanisha run one. Hell, she got it. She could do it.
She can
Y'all
do
ain't
it.
mad at that lady.
No, sure enough. Sure not.
Right.
Tanisha can do
'Cause
some hard.
I think Angie K was the one laughing at the post at first, wasn't
Yes, she was.
it?
Yes, she was all in with the
Me.
reality Von Teesen team. Yes, she was.
Right.
Yes, she
I
was.
know that's right.
So she said she got to start telling Lisa how she really feel. I was like,
Oh.
okay, Angie, so y'all gonna meet up later. We get to Mary and her son, Child. Mary brought up Brittany mentioning that she was poor. He said, that's not cool. She don't even know you. Um, Mary shares that Robert Jr. is home. He does ask her for money. He doesn't go to college, but she feels like she sheltered him and it's her fault. That's why she allows him to stay at the home. One day she'll give him the boot. I feel like that's probably why Mary tries to overcompensate for her childhood and how she may have felt with Robert
Mhm.
Jr. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. And actually, this is one thing that I actually feel very, very, very strongly about. I actually kind of hate the mentality of, oh, the child has now turned 18, get out of the house. And
No,
like
nope.
I know some kids like me, when I turned 17, hell, I graduated in high school, I was getting the hell on. So like
Yeah.
I'm not everybody though. I hate the mentality of like you 18 now, you need to get out there and figure it out. Like give them kids chance to like be grown first and like
Yes.
grow a little bit. Like I don't, like there are communities out there that like literally everyone lives together until they
Come
get
on.
married off. So like
Yes.
why are we so hell bent on like putting people in financial struggles and all these kind of positions? So I'm applauding Mary. Like listen, let
Yeah.
him stay there as long as he need to. Hell.
And it's nice to see a Black family be able to do that because
Yes.
typically it's not. You don't see
Mm-hmm.
that. Or people have something to say. Let's think about Candace. People have so much to say about Candace, but didn't have
Mm-hmm.
anything to say about other shows that we watched when the adults were living with their parents. Nobody had
Mm-hmm.
any issues to say about that. But when it came, it's like they talk about Black generational wealth until they see it on TV. And then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, so I applaud Mary too. Like I told my son and my youngest, when you need to come home, because little Corey told me, hey, he's in California now, and he's like, I'm thinking about coming home because Sky is in her junior year. She graduates next year, and they're legit talking about getting a place in New York. So he said, because if they want to live together, he knows that she's not going to California. And even though he wants to live in California, he said, well, I don't want to be here for a year and then have to move again when Sky gets out of school. So he said, I was thinking of coming home, looking for a job, saving money. I said, I thought that was the plan anyway. I didn't expect you to. He said, oh, I'm glad we're on the same page. Absolutely, we are. I'm not going to just send you
Yes.
out into the world like that.
No. No, that's right.
Come on.
You better
Right
do
now,
it.
if I wanted to go home, my dad would be like, come on. My mom might be like, nah, girl. But my dad would be like, my dad would be like, come on, we're going to get the room ready for you.
No,
So
right.
I appreciate that.
My
And I
mom
like
want
seeing,
everybody to live with her, so yeah,
she want everybody there.
yes, everybody. So it would make sense.
Let me tell you, Corey's mom talking about she wanted us all to live in a huge house where we each had our own houses and a kitchen connects us. I said, not for you to be trying to give somebody chores and I'm grown. No, we got to go through an underground tunnel to get out. Where y'all going?
Right.
So then we get to Bronwyn
Mm-mm.
and her husband, Todd. She decorating her home.
That
Yay.
man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Was the husband the one that held the torch, or was the decorator the one that held the Olympic torch?
I think the husband.
Okay, that's okay. I was like, I'm getting mixed up here.
Because
Okay.
they showed some throwback pictures and he still looked real grown. So I think it was their husband, yeah. Because it was a while ago when that happened. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what do you think of Bronwyn so far? Even though I know people may have their own, but I think that I think that she understands her job because it's interesting. We'll get there. But when she was talking to Angie K in the salon, and she very much inserted herself, but to me, not in a way where you might be like, girl, you don't even go here yet. She was like, I agreed with Whitney, but I did tell her she needs to think about better ways. Like she very much just jumped right on in to make sure that her voice was her. So what do you think about her so far? Child almost knocked my light out.
I like her so far.
Me too.
Okay, now people was going up for the fashions at first.
Come
I don't know if I'm there yet with her.
Come on, say it.
I can maybe get there one day, but that I don't know. When she was walking through the snow and she had the little puffer
Child.
coat yellow outfit on, everybody was going up. I was kind of like, oh, I kind of hate that, but okay.
And I feel like I kind of like, it seemed like it's wearing you, not you wearing it.
Yeah, it seemed, but I don't know, because Lisa was like, "Oh, I just knew you'd be in short shorts or whatever she said," and I was like, it kind of feels like a tad gimmicky right now, and
Yes.
high fashion can do that when you not like the high fashion girl.
Yes.
So I think she's got it. Like she got some good fashion. So like I like the super dramatic like red dress in the confessional because it matches her like crazy ass background.
Yes.
So like I get it. Like it all feels very Dr. Seuss, like Cat in the Hat,
Yes.
Whoville-esque, Who Stole Christmas. It feels all of that. So I'm okay with that. She's okay with me so far. I like Bronwyn.
Me too.
I think I'm feeling her.
But what's interesting is when Lisa was on Watch What Happens Live last week,
Mhm.
and they were talking about the whole villain thing and Whitney saying the villain. She said, I think Bronwyn is being or villainy or something. I said, oh,
Oh,
that's
you
when
know
y'all
why,
wasn't
right?
really friends.
I about to say, you know why, right? I literally just did another podcast where I laid out my whole theory. It's the biggest Housewives trope in history. I'm telling y'all, write it down right now. Anybody, if you are a Housewives fan, if you watch all the cities, if you watch the franchises, write it down right now. The person that brings on the new person will not be friends with that person by the end of the season. It's guaranteed, Matt. It never works out that way. You either got to come on as OGs or you got to meet some new girls. But if you bring that
Yes.
person on, y'all will be beefing at some point during this season and just kind of hope to get back together the next season. That's just how it is. The oldest housewives trope we know.
And because I also feel like it's almost like Bronwyn's energy gives me HBIC a little bit, and Lisa
Yeah.
wants to be in charge of the girls a little bit. And it's
Mhm.
gonna be like, well, they ain't really was friends like that anyway.
Right, right.
So it's like,
Think about
mm,
I must think about it because who we like when I think about some of the other cities we've been watching like recently. Brooks brought on Tulane in
come
Dubai
on,
beefing. Tamara brought on Jen in
yes,
OC
yes,
beefing.
yes.
Who else shit, who knew this season on there? I don't know who the hell brought Katie on. Shit, who brought Katie on OC?
Gina,
Oh, Jen.
and
Look,
come on,
it's the oldest trope in house. I'm telling
yes,
y'all, it's the oldest trope. That's
you're
how it
right,
goes.
you're right.
That's how it
I
goes.
said, okay.
Mhm.
Then after that, we get to Heather and Whitney meet up. Child, Heather told that lady, Crystal, the crystal, whatever you want is on me. You just can't go past $500. I said, in the crystal store?
You're right.
I know
Girl,
they be
take me to
expensive. Come
Saks. I
on.
don't want no damn.
Yes. Saks is what's going to help me heal my inner child.
Exactly.
I will say
It's Blackley.
it. I did appreciate. Oh Lord, I got to give this to Whitney. Oh, anytime I got to give her something, it hurt. But I will give to her when Heather said, if two people are telling you the same thing about you, she said that it's something to look at. Like I do need to look at myself. So I appreciated that. I was like, okay, a little bit of self-awareness. But if she used the phrase weaponized trauma one more time, I can't stand. I said, Lord, it's gonna be a t-shirt. But
I know.
I thought Heather was gonna tell her right then, oh, Bronwyn was cool because Bronwyn was talking about you. But
Right.
she didn't. She just was like, here we go. Flashback with Monica. I picked up on that energy before, and that's scary. What do you think about all the flashbacks they're doing with Monica? Because I feel like they do, if it's like a continuation, sort of the story is continuing, then yes, the story has to be talked about. But I wonder if we're going to get that throughout the entire season.
I think it's interesting. One, I think at some point I think Monica's literally doing her best to hold on right now. But I think 2-3 more flashback. I think she go let the chopper sing. She gonna be mad. She gonna start going off. I don't know if they want that because that's just extra publicity or what it is. But actually, wait a minute. Okay, complete side note.
Okay,
I actually think Monica must really still be in good graces with Bravo, NBC, Universal, like all of them, because it seems like what they wanted her for the Traitors, allegedly. We heard things. I don't know if that's true, so I'm not gonna put it out there, but she didn't get on there. She's the voice of House of Villains season 2. So it seemed like they're trying to put her in wherever they can get her, because she did kind of amass a big following on there. Like she kind of ate that season up. So I get it. But I'm literally trying to think. I think give it not season 6, because we in season 5 right now.
Yeah.
Not season 6. I think season 7, Monica gonna make a return.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
They don't want y'all to forget who Monica is. Like they want this the difference. They want you to forget Jen Shaw. They very upset with that because they had a whole mastermind criminal on their network for 3 years. They want you to forget about her. They do not want you to forget about Monica, because that's still a young talent that they can use on this show. I guarantee you by season 7, she coming back.
Well, it's funny because it's interesting how when you think of network, and then we have to remember that production is its own entity, its own company. Because the Brooke Ashley said that when she was at the Roni Real Housewives of New York, like premiere party or what have you, she got some tea from some of the producers who work on Salt Lake City, and that they were pissed that she went to like the media outlets and was like, I made the show, da 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 da. Like I made that season. So they were pissed. But it's interesting because the network still seems to want her around. I was
so
like,
that'll
that's
be,
gonna be
she'll get invited. Right. She'll get invited back, but she'll get a bad edit. That's what it'll be. So
ding, 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 ding. Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so good. There is a part of me, because I feel both ways about Monica, and like I feel like she's entertaining, but also she makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. So like I see both sides, I see her value, and I also see why they wouldn't want to film with her. I see I see the value in having her there. I also see why they wouldn't, but it's interesting because there is a part of me that wants them to do good, so she's not able to say, see, it was me, it was all me. But at the same time, it needs to be real and not what I feel like hyped up version of themselves. Like let it come across as authentic. So I don't know. I can, what you're saying, I can see give it season 7, because won't Jen Shaw be out by then too? Do you think they would ever have her back?
Oh no. I think they would have to like really be desperate, because I think now the other characters finally, as of last year, can breathe on the show. Like there's breathing room. Jen Shaw made sure that she was always the center of attention, always having the biggest like outbursts of anger, always having just like the like weaponizing a lot of emotions and stuff. Like she did a lot to stay center on their show. And I think the show got 13 times better once each cast member could actually breathe on the show. Because I feel like that's when we finally found out, like, oh shit, Meredith is actually a funny ass character on the show, or Heather is actually like, Heather and Whitney both keep up a lot of shit, or Lisa does this and this person does. Like we actually found out way more about these people than we did when she was ever there. That's what was like really kind of crazy. So I don't think they would want to like risk putting her back in the forefront, because she's gonna make herself go in the forefront. I don't know if they want to risk that and then risk their whole cast fading in the background again.
And then too, I think that Bravo tries to, you know, despite what people think, they do listen, I believe, or they take the temperature of the audience. And with an audience that has had an awakening of sorts, maybe back 10 years ago, it would be like, oh, bring her back. Let's see what's going. But now the audience is like, nah, she kind of took money from the elderly, so we ain't really feeling her that at all, whatever.
Right.
She took her mom's retirement money to help fight her case. Good, and I like I
Knowing
said, good
damn well
thing,
she did it.
and good thing her mama didn't run across to her because she wouldn't have had no retirement money to give her.
Exactly.
So Heather and Whitney meet up. Then we talk about Whitney talks about the trip that she has planned for Milwaukee, how much she likes Brownwind. We talked about that. Whitney said, Heather said, well, she gonna plan a team building exit. Lord, I'm gonna need them to come up with another way. We knew it. And Whitney can come to that and decide if she wants to invite all the cast. Child, then we get to a vocal fry-off. A vocal because I believe the Marks family was trying to outdo the other one.
I've been telling y'all this since, I don't know, I think it was like season 3 when I finally realized, whenever you have the daughter, Brooks, and her in the same room, if you close your eyes,
You have said that.
I can never tell who's speaking. They all talk the exact same, and it's almost frightening. I'm like, what am I watching right now? Like, this is actually crazy.
I said, me and little Corey, when he come home, we're gonna have to do some Meredith and Brooks reels, because when he was like, here's your goggles.
Right.
I'm exhausted by the time y'all get to the end of a sentence because it's dragging on. But
Right.
One thing I did forget. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I forgot that Seth and Meredith meet up for a cooking class. Child, Seth got another new position.
Okay.
Can we talk about that?
She kind of smoothed past it, but I was like, damn, Seth got a new job every year. Like, okay, I feel like the easiest thing to do is to come out and say, oh, Seth is an independent contractor or something like that. He does freelance work, something in that realm, because
that would make sense.
That would make sense. The way it's getting like shaped right now, I keep thinking this man getting fired every damn year. Like, what's going on?
And it's in Columbus, Ohio. So it's like, okay. I thought it had something to do. I had to watch it twice. I was like, did I zone out? Does it have something to do with cooking?
Why is every job in Ohio? Like, is it why? Like, it's 49 other states. Like, why do all the jobs have to be in Ohio? I don't get it.
All roads lead to Ohio. I was like, is Ohio a place where with a lot of distribution headquarters, maybe?
Right.
Is that what it is? Like, what is happening? I don't understand. So they talk about that.
Keep some money.
Listen, Child Lisa Barlow said he couldn't keep a job, him and her poser family. But anyway, so Child Meredith decides she wants to be bar mitzvahed and Seth cries. So now flash forward back with the kids. They was looking at her crazy like, you gonna do what? But you know what? Good for her. She talked about the Jewish hate, which, I appreciate, and how she's proud to be Jewish, which I appreciated hearing, her side of that. So good for her. She about to be bar mitzvah. But it was then that I said, I felt like Sarah Jessica Parker. It was then that I realized that was going to be her storyline for the rest of the season. Probably going to be the ending party and everything.
Yep. I literally, it's funny that like it's changed so much over the years, like so fast, because when I was a teenager or middle school age, like whatever, preteen, teenager, I went to so many bar and bat mitzvahs because there was something like my school had like a good Jewish population.
Okay.
So I remember like I was invited. Listen, I was friends with the people. Okay,
come on.
I was invited to the things. Okay, so I used to go to the bar mitzvah, the bat mitzvahs. Baby, I'd help hold the chair. Like we would have a time. Okay, so I remember going to so many, but like I went to a lot of bat mitzvahs too. So it's crazy to think that like just when I was young, there was so many like girls having bat mitzvahs, but like Meredith saying that literally a decade before. Well, hold on, because she
maybe 2.
Right, maybe 2. Hold on, Meredith, not too much now, okay? Maybe 2. Just a couple of decades before that, like women weren't really getting them. So that's wild to me that things change so fast, and I wonder who. Like, who has the power to change that?
Right, and who started pushing for that to happen?
Right, exactly.
Because I did think that was interesting too, her saying that. And I was like, oh wow, I would have never considered that, because during our time, it was not abnormal to hear that a girl was having a bat mitzvah.
Right.
So yeah. So we get that child and bath bombs. Then we get Heather and Brittany playing pickleball. Child, Brittany told us she don't get along Her daughters don't speak to her because she is my man, my man, my man. She's always putting a man before some things. Heather done told us that the celestial seasonings, oh wait, my bad, the celestial book
I know
said
that's right.
you can get into heaven without having kids, but not without having a man child. And then
Ooh.
Heather asked her, Heather was playing housewife. So what do you think it is that basically prevents you from, being without a man? And she says, I don't know, maybe I put too much stock, I'm paraphrasing. And then Heather, when she talks about her kids, Heather says, well, why? And I said, oh, Heather's playing producer. And Brittany said, oh no, I'll talk to you about that another time, maybe. What did you I said, okay. There's something about Brittany that's Jen Padranti-esque, but not quite, but like.
Wait, who are you saying is?
Brittany is kind of like Jen, like reminds me of Jen from Salt Lake City, kind of, but
both
not
kind
quite.
of obtuse. Yeah. Very kind of not all the way realizing how the world functions a little bit, but
but
still making it in life.
Yes.
Found her way to an Osmond. There you go.
Let me child, when they did that flashback of him and her, I said, girl, let that man go.
Please, immediately.
Let him go back to where henceforth you got him from. So that scene was okay. We learned about her. So then Bronwyn and Angie meet up at Angie's salon. Bronwyn agrees with Whitney about Lisa. What did you think about that? Because again, in the beginning, we hear Bronwyn telling Lisa, you were right about most things you said. But then we hear Bronwyn telling Angie that Whitney was right. And I said, well, two things can be true. Maybe Lisa was right in her points. Maybe she felt like Whitney was right. Her points. I don't know. I was trying to figure out, is it a case of trying to please who you're with, or does she really feel like that?
My only thought could be that, like, I know there have been times where I feel like very like hard stands, very staunch in my opinion about something, but then once somebody like that person offers their opinion about it, because like they got more color into it, they're like, well, what y'all don't know is this one time, she called me a bitch, like all this kind of stuff, and they tell you about all that.
You're right.
Like, you know what, girl, fuck her. Like, I don't like her either. You right. Like, you right. And so then you really start me thinking another way. You like, okay, well, maybe you on to something. I think I see how you saying it now. So maybe that's the case. Now, we don't know when these two conversations kind of took place in the grand scheme of things, but maybe there was some overlap or some time in between or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I didn't get messy right away. Normally we can pick up on that, like, old girl being, and I didn't necessarily get that. Just like with the whole Angie and Lisa thing, I didn't feel like Angie was trying to be messy. I felt like she felt Lisa vented to me, my friend. Whitney vented to me. They were good friends at one point. So maybe I can kind of shed some light. Well, look, Lisa is thinking that maybe she's owed a apology too. But the way Whitney brought it out at that dinner, it was like, okay, made it seem like she was could have been talking about her. So I didn't think Angie was trying to be messy either. But yeah, I didn't think Brown.
Right.
But then Angie got a little messy. I said, come on, Angie, because Angie is a housewife. When she said that Brittany was brought up the red coat more than once, I said, oh, come on, Angie, start the fire.
Let me tell you, I don't know why this tickled my soul so bad, but it just goes to show you like the things that people put stock into in life. Have you seen the report? Like, Angie did an interview recently and she was talking about how she cried because she found out she was Center Snowflake. I don't know why that tickled me so bad.
Because it really goes to show you, like, almost like she was sorority princess. Like,
yes,
a girl, like, you just crossed over the burning sands. Like
I know that's right. 19191908. I know that's right, Angie. I know that's right.
I hope that her and Mary stay friends. I'm loving their friendship. I really do.
I think at some point in the season, like on one of the cast trips, they go have a little situation, but I think they come back to each other.
I was gonna say,
yeah, I think they're good. Yeah.
Because I feel like Angie really likes Mary. I don't think it's I feel like Mary really likes her. So and I feel like Angie wouldn't be afraid to tell Mary how she felt about some things. Like,
oh, for sure.
So
I loved it. I loved them strolling up in them coats and matching purses and everything.
And the glasses.
And I
Yeah.
need Meredith. I mean, I need Mary to have a rider, because I think my whole concern has been that once Meredith and Lisa got back on really good terms, Mary has never seen it for Lisa. So I
Yeah.
was always afraid, like, ooh, I think their relationship go fall out, and I think we might see that unfold that way this season. So
Yeah. And
you'll
see,
see.
I didn't feel any type of way about Meredith. Like,
Mhm.
I enjoyed her on the show in the beginning. What really made me start really liking her was when Mary was going through that situation with She Who Shall Not Be Named. And it was like
Yeah.
Meredith didn't need an explanation. Like, oh, you feel this way about her? I got your back.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes, yes, yes.
this. So I appreciated her being Mary's rider at that point and being
Yes.
able to talk to Mary. So all right. So we see that. Then the ladies all get together. We are at the final scene, the Last Supper of
Yes.
this episode. Brittany does. I gotta. So they go do this rope. Stop doing stuff that y'all don't want to do, because I would be
Why
pissed off.
why did I think about, and I know y'all probably thought about it too, but why did I think about that episode of OC when
See,
they went on that rope course? Oh, I was like, Vicky, please. I love it. I love it.
oh my God. And then Lisa kept saying she's scared. And Mary was like, stop saying that. We all don't want to do it, Lisa. And then flash forward,
Right.
Lisa saying, thank you for being so encouraging, Mary. Love you. I said, so what did they
Lisa,
cut out?
right. Lisa wants to be like, I think all of these girls have a little bit of apprehension when it comes to Mary, because I
Yeah.
think they know Mary on like a moment's notice go getting that ass. So I think they all try to like at least start off nice with her. But I just think it's certain people Mary just do not
She
see
just
for.
don't
Like,
like.
she not
Listen,
go.
we have
Brittany already tore her drawers with her. So
listen, when Mary, when you read about her past and stuff and how she used to date, like Mary wasn't always this church lady. Mary, like she was in church or whatever. But I believe Mary's probably out there fighting in the streets. I don't know. I'm just when when Brittany told her to shut up, shut me up,
You're
shut me up.
right.
I said, oh, come on, Mary. That's street
Yeah.
Mary. That's not Mary
Ooh.
Martha. That's Mary Magdalene, baby. Come on.
I know that's right.
She said,
I know
shut
that's
me up.
right.
Don't nobody care about you and your man and his post. Why
At
you
all. Because was that not the oddest thing though? Like,
when
why are
she
we
said,
getting
I
an
want to do a
announcement
toast?
for y'all going to Costco? Everybody buy groceries. Like, what we supposed to do? Celebrate about that? Like, huh?
Do you think she was trying to get her housewives moment?
She was.
Like,
Oh, she absolutely was. You can tell like everything she's doing is kind of auditioning in a way. Because
yes.
we went into the season thinking they were gonna have like what, 3 friends of,
Yes.
and so like we never knew who was gonna actually like ascend to
And they
the
don't know
housewives
either.
ranks, right? So obviously, Bronwyn made the cut, and Brittany scraped by a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah. Every time I think about Brittany, I think about her fur, and shout out to D. Brooke Ashley saying that fur was looking thin. I said, Father
It did.
God.
No, it did look a little thin. It was.
like it
It
had
was.
been like it had been shaved.
Right. It was like a, not Corella Deville, but it was Corella Coupe Deville a little bit. Like it was holding on to, it had some hubcaps, not rims. Like it was, yeah, it wasn't
Yes,
doing
like
what it needed to do. I don't know.
so she gives this toast and says, my man, we made it official, only for them to pull up the post. And he called her his best friend. And
Whoops.
Lisa was like, and Mary was like, why do we care? She said, now wait a minute. Mary, don't be rude. Don't be me. Mary said, I don't care. I think none of us care, child. None of them deny what Mary said.
No,
And
right.
then we get into Lisa saying, this ain't what you think it is. This is not the flex. And then Whitney speaking up saying, I've been to dinner with y'all. I see how much you care for him. He seems to care for you.
Be a politician. Yeah, he be politicking.
When she said that, I said, "Oh, okay. We already know what kind of dude he is." Oh my gosh. Brittany talks about her. Oh, so Heather was like, "Y'all don't know what she's going through. She's going through a lot." Heather knew exactly what to say, because they're going to be like, "Well, what are you going through? What's happening? What's happening?" And she fell right into it, child.
Yep.
I said,
Child.
come on, Heather. Heather wanted to be center snowflake, but Angie gotcha.
What is going on with housewives falling out with their children? Like, why is it so frequently happening?
Because she put a man over her children, she said.
The child, I guess that's what it is.
And then when Mary opened up and shared about her mom, I was like, oh, her mama was for the streets. That's why the grandmom chose Mary to marry the stepdaddy. Because in interviews, when it all came out, the mom said she was supposed to marry. It was supposed to go to her. But she
Mary
was for the
took my
streets.
man.
Listen, Mary's mama was for the streets. She was the woman at the well that met Jesus, and he said, "You've had 5 husbands, none of them yours." Or did he say 7?
Ooh. More than one. I know that.
He said 5 or 7. I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
But Mary's mama was in them streets, honey. But when Mary opened up, it's like that's when you see glimpses of why she may be the way, and that's why she reacted so strongly. So my thing is this, for everybody that will be like, well, Mary didn't have to react that way. Y'all remember, y'all give other housewives passes for being triggered. And that triggered Mary gets to be triggered too.
Listen, I told y'all the thing that I'm gonna love most about all of this is the fact that we literally don't have to worry about whether or not Mary is gonna like Brittany at any point, because it's gonna be it's up and it's stuck at this point. Like the moment you called that lady poor, you don't expect anything kind coming from Mary Cosby towards you. I'm sorry.
And I was like, oh, Mary, that ain't, she was trying to bond with you, but I also get it. And let me ask you this. In my mind, when Mary talked about the Mormons at the reunion, and basically the racism of it all and what she experienced with that other lady, we know that living in Utah, she's definitely experienced that. And I wonder if Mary thinks that's the place where Brittany's coming from. She's not looking at it like she was trying to bond with me, but more so, is it because I'm Black that you thought that I was
right?
Like, I wonder that's where she's seeing it from those eyes. Even if that's not the case, that's just how she's seeing it, because that's what she's used to, being around all these women that don't look like her.
That's immediately what I assume. So yeah, I don't know why she just assumed Mary was poor to begin with. Like, and that's my thing too. Stop coming on these shows acting like y'all have never seen an episode of them. Like you have. So you know Mary Cosby, right? You know Mary Cosby has been rich for a long damn time. Like that lady has not been struggling ever. Her grandmama always had it, or her granddaddy husband always had. Like somebody had it. Like Mary ain't had to worry about too much of nothing. So like I would have been like, okay, why the hell you think what you think going on around here?
And
you think
I feel like Brittany should have said, oh, well, because you said there was 5 of you and there was never enough. I apologize. That was my bad for thinking that. Because I was like, okay, well, maybe that's what she was thinking. But then, like you said, you watched the show.
Right.
So you know that's not. Like you said, once Mary said, you should have asked me. You called me, you should have asked me. They go back and forth. Child, Mary told the lady, if you was really nice, you would make amends with your child. Oh!
I mean.
God, on today.
I mean, did she lie?
And then they jumped her from Mary and Bronwyn jumped her from the back, because Bronwyn said, I want to learn something about Brittany that doesn't feel unhinged. Child.
Boom.
I said they jumped her from the back. Brittany said she came in hot and wild. Get your words right. Heather took her moment and said, well, Heather was really amped when she said, speaking of getting words right. I was like, oh, she didn't even introduce it. Like, she came in very hot and said that Bronwyn needed to get her words right because she said horrible things about Whitney. Child, Whitney didn't want to believe it. Whitney said, well, she actually told me to my face. And then we get Whitney talking about weaponizing trauma.
Per usual.
At this point, Effie, we all got pain.
Okay.
Come on.
For 7 years, I sung with you. I was your sister. Okay. You were trouble, goddammit. Look, they asked this. They asked, I don't know why, like, who was it? Okay. You know how some housewives, they will like you'll get that confession with someone like, well, I wanted to address this with somebody, but there's so much going on that I'll just save it to where I have a quiet moment or something. Salt Lake City, I ain't never thought about that. That ain't never crossed their mind. When they see an opportunity to jump a bitch, they go jump a bitch. Okay, they don't care if it's the bitch you jumping or if they got to bring up another bitch to jump. They go jump somebody at their table, and I kind of respect it because yeah,
Listen.
as they say on Baddies, get your issue, bitch. Get your issue, okay? Get your issue, bitch. Get it.
Hold
I know
on.
that's right.
I need to text myself the episode name, child. Get your issue. Mm, mm, mm. You didn't
Get
just
your
name the
issue,
episode.
bitch. Shoot.
And I'm gonna spell it just like that.
Yes.
I'm spelling it
Get,
just like that.
get your issue. Do
Mm,
it. They ain't never
got
got
it.
no problem getting their issue, okay? Everybody, tag team.
And I'm not like when Whitney said she felt like it was tag team. I'm sorry. I'm going back to, and I've said it many times, and I'm gonna keep saying it. When Whitney told them girls a couple seasons back, the season that I believe it was the girl who shall not be named was on the season, and she
Mm-hmm.
said, "I'm gonna need all your help, all of you guys' help to take Mary down." You didn't have a problem
Mm.
riling the girls up to take Mary down.
Mm-hmm.
And now you want somebody to feel bad for you because the ladies wanted to all address their issues with you at one time or provide examples of you doing the thing that you say you don't do.
Right. And she made a really weird point of saying like everything that y'all were saying was like based in feelings and it wasn't based in
Yes.
fact. I'm like, no, we remember all of that happening. Like, what do you mean like it's not based in fact?
And
All of
I
that was true.
with this argument, I do feel like Lisa, first of all, child, let me tell you something. Oh, because we didn't talk about Lisa and Angie meeting up. That worked my nerves because Lisa is just not going to hear nobody. When she said when Angie made the point, and I noticed the difference with Whitney's response and Lisa's response. When Heather
Mm-hmm.
told Whitney, you have two people telling you the same thing about you, Whitney was like, yeah, I mean, look at that. Angie was like, well, if all your friends, I'm paraphrasing, are telling you this about you, Lisa made it more about them than about
It's
her.
because y'all are corralling people
Yeah,
against me and yeah.
ma'am. So I thought that was interesting. But in this argument, I wanted Lisa, what did I lie about? I didn't, if I'm telling you how I felt, I didn't lie. Now, what you can
Right.
say is, it hurt my feelings or it pissed me off that you got on a podcast and said that about me when I feel like I was being your friend. See, the problem is they bonded over a common enemy. Lisa was still kind of not
Uh-huh.
happy with Meredith. Whitney wasn't happy with
Uh-huh.
Meredith. So there was never no real true friendship.
That's the
So
problem.
Whitney apologizes and says sorry for talking about you on the podcast. Lisa says thank you. Lisa just really she irks my nerves sometimes because it's like I wish that they would just tell her, yo, this is our issue. Like jump her from the back, jump her from the front. Sometimes you just need to be jumped in.
Listen, okay. What really cracked me up about this, because we've been watching these shows for so long that like sometimes we see things differently than like what they actually show.
Yeah.
I When Whitney was like, I'm glad you're all here today because I actually do want to extend the invitation to y'all to Milwaukee. In my mind, I was like, look, Whitney said they didn't put it on me to do this cash trip. I ain't about to lose my
Come
damn
on.
spot, bitch. Come on, we going to Milwaukee. Y'all bring your ass on and we go. Okay, we can argue, fuss, and fight up there and shit.
Kendrick,
We'll do it up there with the Bucks. God
I
damn it.
was thinking that. Because what about that trip made you decide everybody was cool to come?
Right.
What about that outing? When she did that, I said, come on, Whitney, and do your job. Okay.
Right.
Because everybody got to go. You know what it made me think of too? Ramona and Bethany, when Ramona was trying to be nice and she was like, she really wanted to go to the tequila tasting. And then Bethany was like, no, and Ramona sat at the table, well, I'm going. I.e., it's a cash trip.
Right.
Going. You can't
Right.
stop it. So Whitney, like you said, Whitney said, I'm not going to lose my snowflake to one of these new gals. Especially with Mary being promoted back to full time, I'm going.
Yes.
So she invites all the ladies. Mary says, oh, that's where my dad is from. He's in heaven, but I've never been there. And then Whitney was trying to be funny. He was like, good news. I called. They had a bathtub. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it. I said, this is why I love this show.
A
This is why
mess.
I love this show. And they decide that they're all going to Milwaukee.
Let me ask you before we like wrap up and stuff.
Mhm.
Do you think that Mary and Whitney are gonna like end the season on good terms? Because
I
it seems
do.
like I do too. Because it seems like they in a much better place and they all
Yes.
heading towards the same thing. And it feels like Mary got like not bigger fish to fry, but like it's other people in her like
Yes.
things that she don't like, and I think she kind of seeing now that like, okay, Whitney ain't really bothering me, so let me let that go. Like that's okay. That's another ally for me to have or another friend. So
It's like they were
I think so.
and they were close at one point. I mean, Whitney
Yeah,
took her dad to Mary's church and
yeah.
commented on it and was like she really felt something. Her dad felt something. So I
Hmm.
think it just hurt Mary when Whitney attacked her in that air, like you're attacking, you're calling me a cult leader. You're trying to rile these people up against me. It's like, okay, but
Hmm.
they were friends at one point. I think I like how Mary is. It's weird because it's almost like she's being vulnerable, but not with vulnerable things or being more open. Like when she hugged, was it Meredith or somebody was like, "Are you ready to have your coochie out?"
Yeah,
Like,
coach. Yeah. The coach. Not on my bingo card, okay?
yes, yes. So I was like, okay, Mary's opening up more. But I also wonder if at the reunion last year when Mary did bring up the racism she's experienced and
Hmm.
thought she threw out that she thought maybe Whitney was, to
Hmm.
me, Whitney's reaction was very authentic, like, oh my God, wait a minute,
Yeah,
what
she
have
said
I
she hated
done?
that. She didn't like that, that she
Yeah.
genuinely thinks about her that way and stuff. So
I wonder
I
if
did
Mary
too.
kind of thought back on that after, because Mary's not a stupid woman. She's smart. And I wonder if Mary thought back on that and was like, you know what? Because Mary normally leads with defensiveness. That's her first
Yeah.
go-to, which can be a lot
Hmm.
of us at times. And I feel like she maybe thought back and was like, oh, Whitney isn't, you know, she wasn't trying to hurt me in that way. I can take the argument back and forth, but if I feel like racism comes with it, that's a whole nother level. Because we know we can shade,
Right.
have fun, but if I feel like there's a side of racism, we're not going to be able to get very far. Clearly. So,
Right.
yeah, what if you had to rate the episode? What would you rate it on a 1 to 10 scale? I'll even say 1 to 5. What would you rate it?
1 to 5. I give it a 4.
Me
It was a
too.
great episode. The premiere was a 5 for me. I
Yeah.
give this a 4. This is a very, very, very good follow-up. Like I really enjoyed it. I actually liked the activity for the sole fact that it
Sure.
really kind of pushed everybody out their comfort zone.
Yes.
So I like that element of it. I like that we got a dramatic ass dinner afterwards. I like that Brittany, even though we don't know if we see it for her yet, I like that she's very involved in it because
Yes.
I always like and not Saba about to catch a strike, but I like my friends to actually be like very involved on the
Me too.
shows and not like that Saba role where child we didn't know Saba was there on Dubai half the time. And every time she popped up, like, girl, who was that?
And when
Who
she
was that
inserted, it
lady?
was so heavy. It was almost like you're coming, like your reaction is not like that's not warranted,
Hmm.
like on this situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only person who seems like she's trying but might not be is what's her name? Melee?
Right. That's I didn't know who friend is that? Heather friend
Whitney's.
or witness friend? Okay.
Child,
Oh
when
yeah,
Mary
she ain't
said
gonna
I
make
thought
it.
she was thinner than that, I said, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Come on, Mary.
Child,
But yes,
child, child, child.
I'm loving this cast so far. I feel like even though it's like a heightened, like they're playing heightened version, or not even playing, but it seems like they are reenacting what they think housewives are. It still
Yeah.
feels entertaining and not fake to me. It doesn't feel like fake. So I appreciated this episode. I am so ready for
Hmm.
the rest of the season to come. These girls have it. Shout out to Mary. I love you, Mary. And it just goes to show they needed Mary,
Oh yes.
1,000%. And
I
I
like
think
the
the ladies,
laugh. That's
yeah,
definitely what they needed for me.
yes. And
Hmm.
I think that these ladies are going to bring. Oh, and I'm glad that Mary was involved, because if she had to sat in a van eating McDonald's, I would even have to say, okay, Mary, I'm done. Like, come on, you're gonna have
Right.
to do something. So I appreciated that. Y'all, that is our recap for Salt Lake City. We are loving it thus far. I agree with Kendrick. I'm going to give it a 4. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give it a little bit more. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay. I can agree with that.
I'm going to give it a 4.5. Matter of fact, I watched it on my phone because I wasn't able to watch it last night. So today, in between doing things, I watched it twice on my phone. I'm about to watch it again on the actual TV because I got to see the things of the things.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
Kendrick,
That's wrong.
Before you go root for your Cowboys, please let everybody know where they can find you.
Of course. First of all, thank you for having me. You know, I love being here. You can find me anywhere you listen to We Go, okay? Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, all of the places. I Cannot, that's K-E-N, I Cannot with Kendrick Tucker. Follow me on Instagram @with Kendrick Tucker. Thank you for having me.
I had just realized that the name is @with Kendrick Tucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had seen that you replied to something today. I said, I know this nigga better be following me because is that a new account?
The same one. No.
I went right there and said, because he's gonna get a strongly worded text message if he done started something else.
Nope, same one.
I said, that's my boo.
That's my ass. That's my ass.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching and listening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. Make sure, and if you are watching on YouTube, please go over to, again, wherever it is you listen to your podcast and follow, because some platforms you follow, some platforms you subscribe, but subscribe to I Cannot. I will have the link in the description. Kendrick gives you all the fun. He gives you all the feels, and he's one of the most balanced housewife reviewers. He is definitely able to see it from both sides and knows how to watch these shows. I personally have learned how to watch these shows a lot, just listening to him like, oh, okay, you know what, Kendrick got a point. Go back and look at that through different eyes. So make sure you go and subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to the What Else Is Going On podcast. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. And y'all, we love y'all so much. We will talk to y'all later. Go Eagles.
Oh, I know you lying.
Bye, y'all.